All right,
Yeah.
welcome back, everybody, to episode number 7 of the 20 Years and Counting podcast. We are still counting, but the season is getting even more fun as it starts to wind down. So we're going to jump right into your Big Sky Conference basketball weekly recap. Starting things off, Northern Colorado. Boat races, Sac State, and a 16-point win. Quinn Danker. He's a dude. 22 points and how about 16 assists? Portland State. Some early turnovers. They take care of business. 77-68 over NAU. Terry Miller Time Jr. 27 and 7. That's 7 boards. Weber heads into Idaho, and it looked closer than it was as a road dog. They handed it to the Vandals. Tijon Sane, that's our guy on this podcast. We're Tijon Sane fans. 29 points. First team all conference, Tijon Sane. Eastern Washington. Have we heard of them yet? Look at the Eags. A win in Cheney. Alton Hamilton, the fourth, 18 points. Saturday, that's a rivalry too. Saturday, Northern Colorado again, a statement win over Portland State. How about 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists from that guy Quinn Danker again. Idaho, revenge against Idaho State in Moscow. They win their little potato trophy. 30-point win. They came in there and paddled the Bengals. Colton Mitchell, he we haven't said his name too much this year, but he goes for 18, 7 for 10 shooting. Eastern Washington, a 2-0 week. Eags, is that a 4-game win streak? I believe at this point. They got on a Weber and they get 18 from um, Alton. Knows all the songs from Hamilton again, 24 points. And then NAU with another conference dub by 5 over Sac State. Ruh-roh, Hornets. Don't want to play. You want to play them on the road, and the basketball brawl. Oh man, the Griz but can't beat the Cats in anything. Because the Montana State, a season sweep over the Griz, 6 Bobcats in a double figures, and that's an injured Bobcat team, and they're a standalone in second place. Speaking of those standings, Portland State still in first, 11-2, 2 games ahead of MSU and UM, who are both 8-4, but MSU got that tiebreaker. Weber State is now your 4th best team. We might agree that's true. I don't know. And now we have a new last place team. Keep an eye out on the bottom. The Bengals of Idaho State, they are on a long losing streak. I'll check up on that in a second. 3-11 in conference. Ken Palm, Portland State drops 5 with that loss on the road to NoCo. NoCo, they're kind of stats darlings. They're up to 154. They had that good non-conference, and then Montana State, they're at one. Ooh, I don't know where I got Montana State, but Montana's at 169. Let me double check on Montana State for you. NAU 310 in KenPom, they moved up 2, but the net rankings, Portland State 129. They dropped down 9 for that loss. The net did not like that loss on the road. MSU moves up 10 though to 138. Northern Colorado also moves up 10 to 144. So that's your takeaways, and let me just real quick pull up where Montana State is in the net rankings. They're at 138. So actually, Montana State is number 1 in net rankings in the conference. They moved up quite a bit. So Max, um, apologize. The Cats are missing their Ken Palm rating, 138. Um, what is our first takeaway from a
Fir-
pretty fun week of Big Sky ball?
First takeaway is one, NoCo stock is finally rising. It
Finally,
took a little bit into the season, but Quinn Anker, who was struggling to start the year, is finally coming back to form. It's very evident last. It was very evident last week when he won Player of the Week, very deservedly so. And this week, won't spoil who we picked, but kind of Danker. He looks good. Um, and the guys are stepping up. Wisney's stepping up. Block's stepping up. Like there's a lot of guys who really have played well. This team that struggled a lot, that I had a lot of critiques of, they figured things out. They play a Portland State team that you feel like kind of matches up well against like any team in the conference. Um, and they did what they needed to do. They didn't turn the ball over as much um, as they didn't turn the ball over that much. They were honestly, they were just overall very solid um, against a team that I think, Jack, you and I probably thought was going to give them potentially a run for their money, at least make it close, even if NoCo did win. And I mean, left no doubt. NoCo left really no doubt. 12-point win. Like they never like if we just look at half scores, like they didn't trail going into halftime, and they were up 9. Their scoring was great. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just a testament. And this is also a game where like a lot of guys didn't
It's
play
just like
super
our new
well
house.
either. But
I hope you have an American Home
um,
Shield warranty.
I mean,
Leaky
it was
toilet?
when
Fixed.
I needed
Oven
to
beyond
look at
repair?
the
If AHS can't fix your...
like even the turnover battle wasn't even that crazy. Like Portland State didn't even really turn the ball over that much. Something that I feel like they've actually kind of struggled with at times. Um, I mean, Jalen Henderson dropped 29. He had to drop 29, and they still lost. So like
This
it's I think just a testament that um, Northern Colorado is kind of becoming more of a well-rounded team. They're doing the things they weren't able to do better. Um, you have to win games like that if you want to stay in, and I don't know if they're approaching the fourth best team yet. I think they still have to get a couple more quality wins. Weber State has to drop some, but um, I mean, it's hard for me to argue that they're not the fifth best team. Like, yes, in the standings, but I think right now, I mean, they match up great against every other team below them. Um, and I feel like at this point, when you look at the standings,
Yeah,
I
I was just
mean,
gonna point out. I recap some. I said Montana State's 9-4. Montana's 8-5. Maybe the Big Sky hasn't updated their standings on their website. This is from
they
ESPN.
yeah,
Um,
the standings have not updated, and they probably won't update until tomorrow,
yeah,
which
when they
really
do,
sucks.
the Big Sky stats guy takes the day off. It doesn't auto translate, so that's on me, everyone. But Montana State's 9-4. Portland State's still 11-2.
Yeah,
Montana's 8-5, and then if according to ESPN, Eastern Washington is better than NoCo and Weber because they've played a less game.
right.
Because they're 7-6, then Weber and NoCo are 7-7. So
Yep. But and like we can definitely make the argument about Eastern as well being in that fifth with if they get a couple more wins they're really fighting for that fifth spot. But yeah, I think my just end of that is like NoCo's trying to prove they're the fourth best team right now. I think that I don't think that's too crazy to say. They've really risen, and Denker's playing well, and um, that's really what you need to see. That's when they were winning games. Denker was doing well. Um, and he had some lulls in the start of the season, but now I mean,
yeah,
he's figured it out. So
he's playing his way back into being like a top all conference guy. And yeah, well, because they came in and they were on all the bracketology and stuff. They were the number one team. They had a really good non-con, like we've talked about. And then they get in a conference and they lose 7 of 8. So like, there's a
mm,
reason, including not NAU. That's right. Um,
terrible.
they lost at Sac, and Sac's good at home. They only lost by 3 at Portland. So some of those were like close losses, and they played pretty well in the Griz game, the Griz against the Griz, and the Griz went on a late run, and their one win was over Idaho State. They lost a close game to Weber, so they had some, but something must have happened in the locker room, maybe a players only, but they got together, and now they're on a tear. They've won 6 in a row now, including that big home win against Portland State. And we're gonna get to it, but they get NAU and Eastern coming up on the schedule. So those are two NAU at home and Eastern on the road. Yeah, I don't want to play Eags on the road right now, but those are two winnable games certainly for Northern Colorado. And then they get at Idaho and at Montana to close out the season. So they're fighting for some contention. And depending how that game versus the Griz goes, that could be kind of fun. Because maybe by then, could they? I don't know if they could sneak back into being maybe the 3 seed. I don't know if they can backdoor. I think they've lost too many games. And depends what the Grizz do too. But
Um, yeah, the Grizz would have to have like a terrible end of their season if they
yeah,
wanted to
but
sneak
I
in.
just kind of the main thing I just kind of wrote down was that Northern Colorado is kind of finally playing like we thought they were going to start the year. Like we were pretty high on Northern Colorado, obviously when we looked at all the teams non-con slates, and they had a really good one. So it was kind of unexpected too. And their defense was a big thing. And I know you look at that, but like you see that win against Sac State. When you score 95, you don't need to play much defense. And Portland State is also another team that you can get into a shootout with, like, and that's kind of what they did. Actually, no, that's more of a defensive game, 65-77.
No.
So they finally,
Yeah.
I mean, playing that good of defense against Portland State, that's definitely interesting. And Portland State's a really good team, we know, but they definitely have their flaws. And Jalen Henderson went off in that game too, which
Yeah.
was kind of interesting defensively. I'm sure, I don't know who was guarding him, but yeah, Jalen Henderson went off. He scored 29, but he takes a lot of shots, and Terry Miller also fouled out. But I think the game was sort of handled. Like, NoCo was up by the time he fouled out. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I'd agree with you, Max. That's it. I kind of have the same thing written down that Northern Colorado's going to be. I don't know what it took to turn the corner. Better defense
Mhm.
for sure, but they've finally turned the corner.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty fun game against Portland State. I just two quick takeaways. I'll go back to back. I said last week. I just like to say I said last week the Idaho teams suck, and I think both of them suck. And I'd like to get behind that. Idaho State really sucks. They're really. We're gonna get into our tier list at the later in the episode. They're floating above being called an NAI team by me. They're not quite there yet, but they're bad. Idaho State is so bad. And Idaho, I'll give them credit. They're 30 points better than Idaho State. But we were talking about, when I get one pick right, I can gloat about the fact that Weaver took it to Idaho this week in our weekly picks. But at the same time, you're right. We thought Sac State might keep it close with Northern
Mhm.
Colorado, but you picked NoCo and I picked Sac State to keep close. The spread was 10 points. I was like, okay, like if Prophet Johnson's corpse is out there, they'll keep it within 10. Like, it'll be fun. And that brings me to my point too. Something weird is going on with Prophet and Mikey Williams in Sac State. Always has been, but Prophet came off the bench in their last game, but still played a lot of minutes. So like,
Yeah.
did he get in trouble? Or did he do what John Morant did when he was in Colorado that one time, or was it Utah? Colorado, when he went to the strip club with a gun. I don't know. Would hate to put that on Prophet Johnson, but I'll tell you what, weird to see him come off the bench. But I remember John Morant did that on a little Western road trip, like Prophet. And Mikey Williams didn't play in one of their games, or he came off the bench too in one of their. I think he was hurt in one of their games. Um, and I'm not saying this like with any stats to back it other than their win loss. Sac State has to be the worst road team in the country, bro. Like, I don't. I go find one for me if you think there's a worse one, because what are they now? I mean, we'll have to pull it up. But
It's
like, Max,
well,
have you? And because they're like good at home, that's the thing. But
oh,
like,
their conference away is 0-7. They haven't won a game on the road this year.
they haven't won a game in
Um,
non-con either. I'll tell you that
oh no,
much.
they haven't won a game on the road all year. They're
That's what I'm saying. They
0-14.
are the worst road team in the country. It's
They're
not close.
the thing it's yeah,
0-14 on the road. Like, we couldn't rally, and they're like not like they've won 9 games
it's
this
not
year.
the crazy thing too is like they played a lot of road. I mentioned this last week. The amount of road games they played, they had a brutal start. Like their non-conference schedule was insane. They played like UCLA and stuff. They did not play easy teams. They were almost all road games. Like it is insane. So also like I don't want to give them too much flack because they did play some
Dude,
really tough road games, but
they
like
they
their
sold my
road
parlay. I'm allowed to give them one flag.
they are pretty brutal on the road, even
Oh.
against like teams that they match up well against. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about that NoCo lots because they got a little beat 10 or more.
yeah,
NAU, we can't go into the Thunderdome or the Sky Dome and get a win. Like, let me go over some road games at like Sac State with Prophet Johnson. I know they're eighth in the Big Sky. They haven't been great, but they beat both Montana and Weber State, and they lost by 2 to Portland. They're a team that is capable of playing and winning games. Um, I thought they could have gotten a win on the road at Idaho State. Wrong. They lost by double digits. Um,
yeah,
they got a win against Presbyterian at home. Credit to them. That was a good one. Um, I thought maybe you could get one in Cheney. No, you can't get one in Cheney. And then NAU was a bad loss too. Like, they couldn't sneak any of those out. The good news is they get Idaho State at home, so they get some redemption there.
yeah.
Um, I'm just gonna say it now. I already know who I'm picking on their road trip when they play 2 away games at the Montana schools. But anyway, yeah, Sac State has to be the worst, right? Like I don't. It's just like unfathomable to me how bad they are on the road, like compared to home. Like they're just like so bad. 0 and
Yeah,
14 at home. That's crazy. But something's going
they're
on too. Anyway, something's going on with Profit and Mikey. They're both banged up, and that makes like without a healthy Profit Johnson, like they're bad. So
yeah.
anyway, as just those 2 points combined with Idaho teams are bad, and Profit Johnson injured Sac State's really bad, and you love to see Sac State coming to your barn. Okay, what's your next? What's your next?
Big Sky MVP race
Okay.
is awesome. Like, I know, like, I just think there's a lot more nuance to it now with the Prophet Johnson stuff. Like, he obviously with Prophet, like, it kind of felt like a foregone conclusion that he was going to win it, assuming he was healthy, which I think we mentioned. We were like, unless something dumb happens, like he either one gets like injured or
He
I
did
don't know what
score
that.
23 and 15 their last 2. Not like he wasn't on the court, and he's played 38
No,
minutes at NoCo, but yeah, but
but like
he stops scoring crazy amounts, I guess. Crazy.
it'll be like the slowing down of it will be interesting. Like how much is he gonna either one like they're gonna limit him because of some issue, or like he's gonna fall off on his own, which I don't think he will fall off on his own. I really think it's gonna be outside factors. I think he's too good. But I mean, you look at just looking at like the top 5 scorers straight up. Um, it's a very interesting race to me because Terry Miller's back at the top with points per game, and also we've talked a lot about just his versatility, what he brings to the team to Portland State. Portland State's probably going to win the conference. I really feel like they're going to have a terrible end of the season, and Montana State's going to have like the kind of end that they really need. But I don't know. I feel like Terry Miller is definitely got a really good case right now. I know Jalen Henderson's only 5th, but man, like it's like you have 2 Portland State guys who legitimately could be the dude for that award. It really just depends. I think Jalen Henderson. It really just depends on how well he plays out. But like you said, he's pretty inefficient at times, so that's going to really
Yeah, sometimes he
manage
just
him.
takes a lot of shots. But
Yeah. So, but that'll be a tough one. Profit, he's going to have some like really good games to close out the year,
yeah,
and they're going to have to win too.
the idea was that Profit keeps like, scoring so much that he becomes the leading scorer, and then it's hard to
Yeah.
just overlook it. So you're right. Danker like played himself off for a second there. Like he's had some bad games,
Now
but
he's
suddenly he's back. Lonnie Williams, there's some pros and cons. There's one big con that you're gonna have to guess at the end of the show. Actually,
oh,
just kidding.
sweet, awesome.
Just
Oh,
kidding. I don't want to give it away too much, but I guess Money Williams' big con is what the Griz teams is, and he turns the ball over a lot.
yeah,
But
that's always tough too. Is just
yeah,
like money.
he is
So he's
third in the conference in a assist, so like
yeah,
it's not that bad. He just um we'll get to it, but he turns the ball over a lot.
yeah. And that's gonna be his problem. But also still, I mean, he's almost averaging 20 a game,
Yeah,
and I mean,
yeah, and if the Griz aren't good, so you can't hate that too.
yeah, he's and like I don't want to say he's single handedly leading this Grizz team to wins, but like this Grizz team at times, it's like Money Williams, and then you really got to hope somebody steps up because Tejan Sawyer's awesome, but he doesn't score the ball at a super high. He had like one awesome game. I think that was last week when he had his like 26-point game or something. Like he had like a really nice night. But Tejan's great, but he can't be probably your second leading scorer. Um, we talked about the Tyler Thompson game against Weber. That guy has like those are the kind of players you really need to step up, guys who are just like he like I I don't know, like watching him play live, I was like, this guy should be better. He should be like the second leading scorer the way he plays. I mean, great shooter when he gets those opportunities, but like anyways, that's like a side note about the Money Williams, like just kind of the conundrum of like whether or not he belongs there. But I really think this race is pretty open still. I think
Yeah,
Terry Miller
I
is.
think some big games towards the end here could change a lot. Like you're right, Terry Miller seems like a good one right now, but like if money goes off, if Profit recreates what he did already, or if Quinn Danker keeps playing the way he's playing, or Jalen Henderson could have some big games too. Those guys are all
Yeah,
right in there.
I
So correct to them.
I really think those five guys. I actually think it's probably between them, and it's really dependent on the end of the season. I think everybody else after that, like the high scorers like Moses and Sane, are great. They should probably be all conference guys, but not MVP guys.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, I think it's like those five dudes are who you should watch the rest of the season, the rest of the last five conference game. I think yeah, just five. Is it really just five? That's crazy. That we're.
Yeah, so I think it's different for some teams only have four.
I guess yeah, like Northern Colorado has a short week this week, but
Yeah.
like one, two, three, four, five conference games in total for us. But some teams, yeah, I'll have like NoCo's got the short week next week, and then next this week, I guess technically. Anyways, yeah, a Big Sky MVP race. It's
It's been
exciting.
fun.
There's five dudes.
I do sometimes like it when it's like you don't know, and then sometimes
Yeah,
going into like if they give it to Money Williams or if they give it to Terry Miller, or if they give it to Quinn Danker, or they give it to Profit, then the other three guys on that list, I know it's not fully, but like that's bulletin board stuff too as you head the tournament. Like it's always fun when you have, you know, a little bit of a like you have a little bit of a a chip on your shoulder because one guy got, and then those teams have to play each other. It makes things pretty fun. Okay,
yeah,
something I wanted to bring up, just because I thought it was interesting, it came across my feed, and this is free Saturday, but it's the Big Sky attendance numbers according to NCAA stats. And I guess I could probably go look at this now again, but this is just some guy tweeted it, so I'll take it for face value. But
yeah.
I imagine the numbers are a little different now because of the Brawl of the Wild Missoula and the game in Moscow. But Montana State actually leads that. We've talked attendance stuff before, but Montana State, and this is for the year round, so conference has changed. Montana State, credit to them, they're averaged over 3,000 fans, which is pretty sick. And obviously Montana's second with 2,800. And I guess that number can't go too high. And that's like Montana State's filling up 44% of their arena, which I think credit to them, which is cool. Sac State's third in attendance with 2,700, but 91. That's 91%. So like credit to them for filling out their new pavilion there. Idaho's at 48%. Um, they're lower down the list. And then NoCo's at 58%. So I over 50% of your arena being full for NoCo. Like credit to them, because that's a school we always joke like football attendance and stuff doesn't matter, but credit to them. And then the only really other thing, Portland State is all they're doing at 900. They average 900 under 1,000 fans, which I think that's different now. Like I see it. I'm gonna have to go check what their next home game is, but that's like 30% of their arena. And Portland State's a fun team. Like they gotta send the players out on campus and like have them recruit. And then finally, NAU. Do you want to guess what percent of their arena is full on average?
They probably have a lot of seating too in the walk-up Sky Dome. Let me guess like 20%.
They're averaging 11%.
Oh, that's
Yeah, but
brutal.
anyway, so that came across my feed. I thought that was kind of interesting attendance stuff. So I gave Portland State a little credit earlier this year, but I might have to repeal that for saying that they saw maybe just the Griz game. They had good attendance or that I watched because they haven't really been able to. They just went on the road trip. Let's see what their last home game back February when they played. They haven't played at home in a while, so that probably doesn't help.
Yeah.
They haven't played at home since February 2nd.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, wait, Gamecast. But yeah, I'll tell you in a second. But anyway, I don't know what jumps up. But credit to MSU and Sac State, and obviously too for filling out the barn. Do we get attendance numbers, everybody? On ESPN? Anyone? Oh, 1,000. That's when they hosted Idaho State, though. But yeah, not great. So anyway, food for thought, everyone.
Yeah.
Twitter account is Casey Smurthwaite. He tweets that stuff
Oh
out
yeah,
for different
KC.
conferences.
I feel like I trust KC's word over a lot of other randos, so
Yeah, well, Sac State's gonna go into the MAC next. Oh, this is
Yeah.
football attendance. Never mind.
Well, it's their just their yeah, it's football only. So
Yeah, we'll talk about that, I guess, or not, I guess. Oh yeah, that's my next point. Anyway, okay. So, but before that, you have
oh
another takeaway.
oh yeah, my last takeaway is just obviously kind of like a brutal to lose, to get swept, season sweep by your rival. But it was a perfect opportunity for them to get the old Travis DeCure ass chewing and close out your season really strong.
I wouldn't
You
want to
have
be in their next practice.
no, I would not. But that's the thing. That's the Travis DeCure magic. He works it. You get Idaho. You get a tough, not a tough road trip, but like tough in terms of it's a little long. Pocatello is like 4.5 hours away, but it's Idaho State. Doesn't really matter if you lose that game. I mean, scrap the program.
That's
No, I'm just
bad.
kidding. But
Cancel the
like it's you got Pocatello, and you got to go to Pocatello, play Idaho State. That should be a dub. Um, and then, I mean, I've talked about how I wish the Weaver State had better crowds, but they just have terrible crowds. But Montana was able to do the job, they get the job done earlier this season, the game we were at. Um, that's a big one, and I think that's a very winnable game for them. It's really gonna be for me this kind of like these last 3 games, but 2 of the last 3 because oh no, yeah, last 3. Last 2 games. Because you get Sac State at home. We've talked about Sac State on the road. Sac State, and you get them in Missoula. Sac State should probably lose that game. I don't know, like Prophet Johnson probably could drop 40 and it wouldn't matter because of how bad they are on the road, but um Montana should probably win that game. They have, in my opinion, like 2 very easy winnable games, and then you get a Weaver State one, which is a little touch and go. Portland State at home, you beat them on the road. I do think this is a different Montana team. They're they are really gonna have to show their mettle in this road trip, but huge game for them. But I don't know if it's their biggest game. In my opinion, yes, it's the conference leader, but I think by this point, Portland State's probably going to have locked up that 1 seed, so it really won't matter that much. It'll be Northern Colorado in the final week, or that Monday game, the dreaded final Monday game of the Big Sky Conference slate. Like that, in my opinion, and it's in Greeley. That'll be like their big test to close out the season. If they win that game, that is huge momentum for the conference tournament. I think that's a bigger win for them than the Portland State at home because they've already proven they can beat Portland State. Yes, they've already proven they can beat Northern Colorado, but I think by this point, Northern Colorado's stock is going to be a lot higher. Portland State is not going to be really searching for those wins anymore. They're kind of just like they'll probably be right where they want to be if they win or lose that game against Montana. It probably won't matter as much to them. So I don't know. I feel like
Portland State probably has that road trip circled because that's really the only way they could make it where they don't win the conference right now is if they drop 2 games on that road trip, right?
for sure. I think that's a good point. I think it's just one of those things where I feel like
But you're
Montana
right. That won't be
probably
as important to Montana maybe necessarily as
I
it is to
think
Portland State to win that game.
yeah, I think Montana probably will. I think they'll feel a lot more comfortable. And I guess my point is maybe not that they'll care about it less. I think it's that they're probably more comfortable about Portland State coming to Missoula than maybe their road trip to Greeley for that final game. In my opinion, is how I look at it. Is you've already beat Portland State at on the road and you've proven you can beat them. Now they have to come to Missoula. They have to take the plane ride over to the beautiful Rocky Mountains. And I'll be honest, those home games are super brutal for those teams. It's not as cold as it usually is this time of year. Like they have like I remember Portland State like a couple years ago when I was still I think it was you and I were still covering basketball for the Kaiman, and they had like that plane delay, and they had to push the game back like a couple days. Do you remember that? Because the
No,
plane
I
couldn't get
don't.
off.
I don't think I do remember that.
Okay. So Portland State got stuck. I think they got stuck in Portland, and it was like one of Montana's last games of the conference season, and they had to push it all the way back to the end of the regular season slate, and it almost completely screwed conference standings because there was a chance they had to cancel it. Um, there was like a decent chance they were going to have to cancel it because it was like the end of the season. So luckily it's not dire straits, but like if it was like that, I would have picked Montana to win 100%. But I think Montana probably feels more comfortable about this game than they do against a Monday game in Greeley. That sounds horrible. That's a road trip you don't really want to take as your final game too, especially with Northern Colorado actually looking like Northern Colorado of the Northern Colorado of non-con right now. So I don't know. That's my last take. I think UM can be perfect to close out the season. I really think it hinges on that last game of the year, though. I think the Northern Colorado game's their big one that they really should be scared of. But I think I don't see why they can't win all those. I feel like they're kind of in the driver's seat right now for the rest of this season for their destiny.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go off that. Like, I probably couldn't agree more with what you said about Montana, and just give Montana State a shout out. That was a huge win for their team in Missoula. Um, they really only have a 7-man rotation right now with how they've been snake bit by injuries. My boy Howie Keem got a few minutes in there. Um, but man, shout out to them because they were so good. And then they got injuries. They had that 0-2 weekend against Sac and Portland. Um, and then they lost. They're really their only kind of bad loss this year was that home one to Eastern in their mind. That was only by 2. But credit to them bouncing back, big win at Montana. And if you look ahead of their schedule, they get Weber this week and at Idaho State. So like those aren't they got a Weber team that was kind of licking its wounds when they played them in Bozeman. That game should be a little better down in Utah. And then they get Portland State and Sac State at home, which should be fun. That Portland State MSU rematch is going to be pretty fun in the Brick, I think. Because depending on how things go, that like if the Cats keep winning and they win 3, and then like the Griz knock off Portland, or someone gets a win on Portland, like if Portland drops another game and the Cats don't, that game will be for first place in the Big Sky,
Yeah.
which would be kind of fun. You
Mhm.
know, I do like having a good team in conference, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. Portland State's coming up just gets Idaho and Eastern, so I don't think they'll drop a game both at home to either of those two teams. Eastern's playing good
Yeah.
ball, but yeah, so that'd be kind of fun, or how that goes with um, oh, I think it has Portland State's. Portland State plays Montana on a Thursday, do they not? Oh no, maybe it's
Uh,
Saturday. It's flipped, but yeah,
No, Sac State's the
right.
Thursday
I got
game.
it flipped. Yeah, so that'll be fun if they can. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, anyway, I just had to shout out Montana State. They're playing some good ball. One more thing. Last point really I have kind of not as much this week oriented, but because we can just overreact to stuff as much as we want. But is that um it took some other conference stuff. First things first. Less I guess exciting news. Oh, also back. We're gonna talk about it in a second. Actually, never mind. The Summit League Big Sky schedule. 8-team scheduling agreement is now because was it always 18 or was it bigger before? Because now it
Uh,
did it drop? I don't know. But
Good.
anyway, there's an eight members in the Big Sky and Summit that will be playing. Started this next fall, so that's pretty exciting. And I do enjoy that watching the teams play because Idaho State, Idaho, Montana State, and they played North Dakota State, South Dakota, and South Dakota State. I think it's fun for us, me and you, Max. I know we enjoy those games, but
Yeah.
it's fun to have that kind of rivalry sort of thing with the Summit. To check on the
Yeah.
Summit League net conference, but that's fun. I guess do you have any thoughts about the whole Summit League thing? They're ranked in net lower than the Big Sky. Big Sky is the 16th best conference. Summit's 22nd, by the way. And right now, St. Thomas is the tournament team. Are they eligible yet?
Oh, I think they are at this point. They've been in for a minute now. St. Thomas. They've eligibility, NCAA tournament eligibility. Let's see.
Because they're number one. I remember North Dakota when we did our guessing who was in charge, who led every conference in one of our earlier episodes. They so that'd be
they're
fun.
fully.
I enjoy
fully
playing Summit League teams, so that's pretty fun to have. Technically, they're not winning the conference right now, but they're best net team. North Dakota's 11. They're actually 2 games behind North Dakota. They just have a better net rating than North Dakota State. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, and those teams are all, North Dakota's number 1 state. North Dakota is number 3. South Dakota's they're 6-6. They're not as good. And South Dakota State's 5-7. They're not having the best year, but overall winning records, they had a pretty good non-con. So that's pretty exciting. Obviously with how Idaho State looks now, not great, but like those others are teams especially, like that's pretty fun. So I enjoy those Summit League games always.
No, I agree.
Even
I
though
love.
is North Dakota State just football Mountain West?
Yep, they're just a
Okay,
football
yeah,
man.
anyway.
So they'll get to keep those games will be good, and NDSU is a great test. I pulled up the next year's summit schedule to see like who's some, but like unfortunately next year North Dakota Idaho State's going to North Dakota State for their game, and I'm like, I don't want to be too mean, but I don't think that's gonna go.
Coach Looney, if they don't fire him, maybe he'll get a good recruiting class in there. Yeah, and the Summit League's fun. Like the number 1 team in Summit League, St. Thomas, is 115 in KenPom right now, which as we talked about, that's like good 20 spots higher than the highest Big Sky team. So that's fun to do and have that translation. And they're both similar teams that face similar recruiting battles. And the other big news, we've talked about how we're going to miss Sac State in conference, and we're not as big fans of bringing in Southern Utah and Utah Tech, even though it makes an easier road trip.
Yeah.
Sac State is going. It dropped on Valentine's Day. That Sac State during the day. Sac State. It already had dropped that they're switching from Nike to Adidas. No, other way around, from Adidas to Nike. And I'd just like to say, and they brought out their new uniforms the road trip. They're terrible. Like with all Sac State's Adidas uniforms, like in football especially, they're good. Like I like them a lot. And basketball, they're pretty cool too. Their new Nike ones, did you see them, Max?
I did see them. They're
pretty. Gosh, it looked literally like they made it in 2K. Like, come on, Nike. But Sac State is going to the MAC, which is just like college football sickos. Like you love that. In basketball, it'll be interesting to see because the MAC has some fun teams in it. But that's just the big news. We've already talked about how we're gonna miss Sac State, and it's something that's a lot more football. I mean, the MAC has a ranked team in Miami, Ohio this year, and Akron's really good too. But like something that just especially for basketball specific, like what do you think of Sac State going to the MAC?
I was just trying to make sure because they're going.
I'm pretty sure they're going for all sports.
No, they're football only member starting this season to the MAC. Yes, that's what I was trying to verify.
Well, they're not going to play basketball. They're going to be an independent basketball team then.
No, I think they're.
No, I'm pretty sure the Big Sky kicked. Sac State's done in the conference.
Well, they are done in the Big Sky, yes, but they're moving. Yes, they're Pete Thamel. The MAC has voted to formally add FCS Sac State into the league as a football only member in 2026. They will. I'm pretty sure.
Does that mean they get to stay in the Big Sky?
No, I think they're out of the Big Sky fully.
Yeah,
that's
I'm pretty
the
sure
thing.
they left.
They're.
They're gonna be in the Big West for basketball. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was trying to verify. I'm pretty sure they then moved over. Which that actually like makes sense. That's actually a good. I don't think it's
That's
like
fun. I like big. I'm always because their games go late. I always tune into some Big West basketball from time to time.
yeah. If the Big West had like if the Big West was like also a football conference, that'd be a really fun football conference. Just like regionally, it's just all, but it's all California schools in Hawaii,
Yeah,
basically.
it's regionally pretty fun.
Yeah. So like that's one of those that's a good I think that's a good move for them actually to go to the Big West as a basketball member. I think it's probably that's a conference they actually I don't know if they'll
Yeah,
like win it often,
yeah.
but that's a conference they definitely won't be bottom feeders in, which will be really
They'll
nice.
be able to
Like they'll
recruit better. Yeah, yeah. Because I
yeah.
think
So that
the best Big West teams are definitely better than Sac State. I think ever has been.
yeah.
Um, but the worst teams I don't think are very much far. The worst team right now is Cal State Bakersfield, and then Ken Palm there, right in that NAU territory. The best team though
Yeah.
is our Hawaii, which is they're on 104.
They're which
They
is
were
like I
which
guess
they're
yeah.
35th in defense in the country. That's like a Cinderella potential team right there.
That's what I like to hear. Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah. So yeah, that's anyway. So that's Big Sky is the MAC, but their basketball's already in the Big West, and we already knew about that. We've talked about how we're gonna miss them, but anyway. Speaking of
Yeah.
national basketball, let's just jump right into bracketology. ESPN loves Portland State playing Gonzaga in Portland. They got him there again. Joe Lenardi, he's like, why not? Um,
Yeah.
But Portland State moves up to a 13 seed in the most recent ESPN bracketology, and Gonzaga drops. Obviously, they had that bad week against. They lost to Portland. We talked about them in the last pod, but that kind of helped the drop.
No.
Um, we can't talk. We've already talked about that matchup a million times. The other one, number 3 Florida gets to play host to Portland State in Tampa. So, which one of those do you like better, or worst?
You know what? I feel like it's another one where like I kind of feel like I have to pick Gonzaga, but it's not like I'm doing it. This is one of those things that I hate because it's like obviously they're not gonna beat Gonzaga,
Oh,
but they probably have like a slightly better chance because you might have some Portland State people show up. But as we talked about with attendance numbers,
yeah, they're
they're
not
not
getting a lot of folks in Portland
they're,
there.
they're
But
not getting people to show up to their games for one of their better basketball regular seasons ever at this point. Like this might be one of their best men's teams in the program history, and they're not showing up. So if they make the tournament, it'll be really interesting to see the crowd they get if that's the draw. Um, and then you're playing Florida in in Tampa.
in the state of Florida, yeah.
That's basically like going to hell and playing the devil. Like that's that's just not the draw. Is not the draw you want.
Oh gosh.
So even if Florida, I don't know, is maybe this team is not as good as some of their past ones, it doesn't matter. You do not want to play Florida in
Yeah, Florida
Florida.
hasn't played a lot of mid-major teams this year. Oh no, they have.
So,
George Washington kept it close with them, a 10-point
great.
game. Um, they beat North Florida by 40. They beat Merrimack by 35. Um,
Wait, where's
they beat they
Merrimack's?
they beat Colgate by 30. They beat Dartmouth by only 22. So that Dartmouth played them well.
They
Yeah,
wait. They beat Merrimack by how much?
they won against Merrimack. Hold on, where were we? 80-45.
They're 14-2 in the Metro Atlantic. They're like by far the best team in the MAC. So
And which has a more recent tournament win, the Big Sky in St. Peter's. Um,
yeah, that's
and
crazy.
80-45. But like preseason, like early season, like you almost at that point it's old news. Recently in SEC play, Florida has won like 5 straight. So yeah, they just beat Kentucky. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
has our boy been playing? Who's our guy from the Sac State transfer? for what's his name? Oh, Kavachkev.
These
Alex
Kavachka.
Kavachkev
Wait, let's see.
from
Is
Perth,
oh
Australia, not Washington. Oh,
well,
he
he didn't.
played in February. He played on February 11th. So
Oh, when they played Georgia.
yeah,
No.
he played on Wednesday. He played 1 minute.
But that's pretty big. Alrighty, Kavachka. Still don't know what his lineage is or what the deal is.
The pod investigation, getting
We're
interesting.
still
Yeah.
researching.
Anyway, I like the Gonzaga matchup better. I'm not sure if you know what you saw what Gonzaga did the 2 games after they lost to Portland. Some
Yeah,
bad things to Oregon State and Washington State. And then they did just beat Santa Clara, who's like I think a bubble team. Like they might be the
they're.
West Coast might be a 2 bid this year.
I think Santa Clara is a bubble team. With that loss, they're like definitely in the bubble. But did you see all the? This is obvious. Big Sky Pod talking about WCC, but did you see the like Santa Clara? They kept sending the,
Oh
or
yeah,
they
their student section cheat sheet.
the cheat sheet, and it's like
Yeah.
all the disrespectful stuff to.
Yeah, well, I remember I was really
Yeah,
into Mountain West basketball for a couple years ago. Like it was, I was enjoying watching it, and I remember Graham EK at Wyoming. But there's also they have Steel Venters was an Eastern Washington Eagle.
yeah.
I did see him in like the very corner of the cheat sheet. I was like, Chalmers.
Poor Steel Venters, man. That's
Hey, maybe he can do some like Trinidad Chambliss stuff and get another year and come home, come back and play for the come back and play for the Eastern Washington Eagles. Anyway, no one, I didn't warn anyone about this. I guess no one's listening to this live anyway, but it's time for a very important draft.
yeah.
Um, and that is the White Boys draft. Me and Max are gonna draft the best white players in the Big Sky Conference because there's some fun ones. Add some glue guys off the bench, maybe even minimal research to this. So if you feel that we've missed someone or included someone we shouldn't have, go ahead and privately DM me. Okay.
Yeah, we're
Pretty
yeah,
easy
we're
first overall pick this year, though. This is kind of like Cooper Flag. Shout out. Another one. Cooper Flag type draft where we know who's going number one, but Max, you get a pick first in all these messed up drafts I make. So I imagine
yeah.
you're going to get the only one of these guys that's really in the MVP race.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Quinn Danker. I mean, he's kind of he has been the white boy of the year in the Big Sky. It's no secret. I mean, there's a couple like honorable mention white boys of the year that will probably make the rounds in
Yeah.
this draft. But Quinn Danker, I mean, I'm not gonna harp on this. It's him. He's number one, and I don't think it's that close.
Okay. I see Quinn Danker was obviously number one on my big board. I'm stuck between two guys. One of them I
Mhm.
really like, and the other one I think is also really good. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of good forwards in this league.
Yeah.
Um, I'm uncomfortable having this other guy. Oh, good. Do we want to snake draft this so we can take turns doing two now? Since you got Quinn
Oh,
Danker, can I get back to back
yeah.
picks?
That's,
Okay.
yeah, that's. I think that's fair.
I
That's
could
pretty.
use that, especially since there's one who's like objectively better than the rest. There's tiers of
Yeah.
this. Okay, so first I'm gonna take Jed Miller, right?
Yeah. That's
He's
that's a good
obvious
pick.
one. He's kind of MSU's arguably best player this year easily. He's a good scorer. Um, who I'm gonna take Brock Wisney.
Ah, damn. I
Yeah,
was
see,
really.
no, he's good. I need like a true center on this team, and Brock Wisney's big. He's good. He can score. So I like him. So I like the Jed Miller Brock Wisney combo there. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's back to you. Still a lot of good guys on the board though, because those three are all probably Brock Wisney's not, I guess you could argue, but like the best player on their team. We're hitting the point now where it's like just some we're quickly gonna hit role player territory or like second best. So just be ready.
Yeah. This is kind of a
We have
tough.
perhaps already hit that actually.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough one because you definitely have like the early size advantage, and I don't know if I want to go for like I do kind of want to go for a guy who I feel like could be who pair I think would pair really well with Quinn Danker's like playmaking ability, his ability to really like run the floor. Um, so I think I'm just gonna go with this guy because I think with Quinn Danker as like the guy who can facilitate. Obviously, this guy would be playing a little bit of a small. He'd probably be playing a bit of a small two guard, but I like Colton Mitchell, so I'm gonna go with Colton Mitchell.
Okay, yeah, that was my next guy on the list. That's a good pick.
I'm
It
gonna go with Colton Mitchell.
makes me laugh. I remember when the Montana was playing Portland State. Grant Kepley, he's
Oh
on my
yeah,
big board. He was bringing the ball up. The announcer goes, "Well, Portland State's clearly the most athletic team on the court."
I forgot.
Anyway,
God,
Colton Mitchell though,
Great.
he's good. He came off a good game. He's young too. He's a program guy, builder.
Yeah.
Okay, who's your next pick? Who's your next pick?
I need to check this guy's height super fast because he might kind of just be my de facto center if I pick him. But if he's not tall enough, then I don't want to select him this high. God, that's only how tall he is? Okay.
Uh-oh.
He's definitely he plays bigger than maybe I think.
Miller and Danker both aren't big guys either, so
This will be I think I know you mentioned there's like a lot of good forwards, but I really like this guy and I feel like I'd be really mad if I didn't pick him just because he's a guy who I actually really like. Probably is I'd like to say he's probably the best player on this team, which isn't saying much because this is the worst team
yeah.
in the
I think I know where
conference.
you're going with this.
I gotta go with my boy, Rapid City's finest, Connor
Oh,
Hollenbeck.
oh, that's not who I thought you were gonna pick. That's
Oh,
good
you thought I
height.
was gonna go with Van de Grind?
Nope.
No?
A different guy who's the
Oh,
best player on a bad team, I think, right
mm,
now. Oh,
oh,
but I'm not gonna
what?
pick him yet. I don't think I'm gonna pick him yet. I got a couple other guys. So you
I
picked who did you pick? Vandegrind or Hollenbeck?
No, Hollenbeck. I'm gonna pick
Okay.
Hollenbeck.
Okay.
I like him a lot. I actually think
Yeah,
I
you need a
feel
forward. That's a good pick. And
he's a good.
he's been good lately for him.
He is one of the more I mean, it's not a consistent with Idaho State, but I like him a lot. I think he's been with the Bengals for a couple seasons now. I like a bit of it. He's not like a true
Yeah,
program guy.
I think they
They
make him
transfer
do
off.
more than maybe he needs to do. If he's got some good playmakers around him, I think he could be.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good pick. So I got a couple ways I can go with this. Let me just check the recent stats of this one guy. I was thinking about because I was like, this guy feels like he's really good, but I don't know how he's been recently. Because I got two guys I can pick, and I have a big, I have some forwards. Oh, okay. You know what? 6'7". Okay. I want as like a forward. I want Pat McMahon.
Okay, I was wondering how high he would go because I thought
Yeah,
I like.
I actually forgot about him in my initial lists. And then we were looking at stats earlier and I saw him. I was like, he's good. He's 6'7". He's defensive guy. Okay. I like him. He's long. Now, see, Caleb Vandegrin's good, but like he's on Idaho State, right?
Yeah,
Which makes me a
they're
little worried, right?
yeah,
And that makes me worried about some of these guys. Like, I don't know how good that guy would be on like Montana, say. Uh,
yeah,
and there's another guy here who also I want to pick, but I don't know how good he would be. Oh, he's been battery. Okay, that guy shouldn't be there. Who got a lot of good ones? Got a lot of good ones here. Okay.
yeah.
Um,
There's
hmm. Get another big. I could get another big, or I could get. You know what? How tall is this guy? This is
dude.
a hard
I'm just
draft.
I might just have to run some small ball here.
Yeah.
This like
Well, we have our teams are very,
I think if we could just outpace your team, like if Wisney
Oh,
can't
wow.
keep up,
Okay, ooh,
that'll
this
be
guy's 6'6". I like our height all of a sudden.
okay.
I want the finisher. I want
No!
I want
Damn it! He was like my
Oh,
late
we're
round pick.
drafting 3 bench guys too, just so you know. So keep that
Oh,
in
3
mind.
bench. Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah. We need some glue guys on this team.
No, okay,
Not too
that's
many
fair.
stars. Okay, so I got Pat McMahon, and I got Viami. I'm feeling good about my team. We got
Damn it.
height, and Wisney. Like we got some big dudes. You guys could probably small ball us right now, and I don't like that you have a true scorer in Quinn
Yeah.
Danker. But Jed Miller and Pat McMahon, I know they play together well. So anyway,
So,
okay, who
yeah,
you
you
got?
have the chemistry aspect. Okay. Who am I thinking is gonna be? I mean, I'm probably gonna need another. I just need to see. No, he's got good rebounding numbers, and I kind of he'd be the second gonna be the tallest guy. I might just go. I might just go with back-to-back forwards because at this
I
point,
keep finding myself wanting to draft forwards to my team.
I feel like it's kind of the play. Wait, let me just see. This guy might go, but it's okay. I don't think I can. Oh, God, and he's young too. I kind of like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Ooh, I think I know who I'm
I
gonna
think
pick.
I think with my fourth, because I kind of forget he's got good length. I think I'm gonna go with Christian King.
Oh, dang it, bro! He was my sleeper pick. I wanted him on my team too.
He's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh geez, he's pretty nice. He doesn't maybe have
Yeah. Well,
like the
yeah.
rebounding numbers I would like
He's not like
for his.
very consistent always, just because he's young, I think. But
Yeah, but he get there. But I am gonna pick another forward,
oh,
and
okay.
mainly because I really want this guy for his rebounding numbers.
Oh, okay.
He's averaging like 7 rebounds a game, and he doesn't need to score, but he's got good pace. A guy who maybe can speed up the Wisney stuff. He does, like I said, he doesn't need to be like a great scorer, but I think he'll be decent. Um, but for one of the worst rebounding teams in the league, I guess. But he is their leading rebounder. I'm going with Mark Lavrinov.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah, he's good.
He he's got. I mean, he's. I picked. I mean, he's six. I want to say he's 6'7", 6'8",
On
and
ESPN, he's 6'8". Yeah.
6'8". So I got two 6'8" forwards. So you can maybe have King and Lavrinov if Wisney's really being a problem. You can maybe have
Hey,
double
I'm
team.
looking at Mark Lavrinov's ESPN thing, and I see he played versus Portland State, went 0 for 4 with 0 points.
He doesn't need to
Big
score.
moment. He's not a big moment guy. I don't want him on my
Doesn't
team.
need to. Quinn Danker and Colton Mitchell, they can put up the
Oh,
Christian
yeah.
King. Christian King can put up the points. He scored like
Can't
27.
grab a rebound, pal.
He's kind of gonna have to because I'll be honest, I'm gonna draft a center, but this is gonna be off the bench because I can tell you right now,
All
a lot of
rotation guy.
the
Okay.
centers are the white centers are not that good off other than Wisney. It's kind of a steep drop off.
Okay. We have some height with our guys. God, this guy doesn't have an ESPN profile though.
That's not good.
Well, it's okay. It's because he was the Division II guy. Okay. And because he's still available, I want Caleb Vandegreen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's just a good scorer. And
Mhm.
they might be able to pick on our guys. And I wanted a good guard off the bench, but I kind of now want a forward that I can sub in if we're getting beat up, off
Yeah.
defensively. And I want a young guy too who's also been a pretty good scorer and I think could be a lethal 6-man. Jackson Rasmussen.
Well, that's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
Grass is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, him and
He
King
was
are. What made me laugh about Christian King the other day is I was seeing this thing and it was Big Ten teams rosters if no one transferred. and Washington's had like starting 5 and then bench player, and they had like starting forward Christian King. I was like, he ain't starting for Montana State, so I'm not really sure how. Okay, they would be worse. They're not great this year, Washington. They'd be worse.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
Okay, I like Rasmussen off the bench.
That's a good pick.
So who are your other 3 here?
Alrighty. This is tough. Feel like let me look at the scoring numbers again. I just want to see. I mean, we've basically got all the best scorers like off the board, which is good. Not all of them though. I don't know if I
got
want
2 guys I'm hoping to fill my team out with here, so you better not take all the room.
I mean, I think I'm gonna go with kind of the spark plug guard probably off the bench. I just don't know if I want to go with this guy or I want to go with this guy. It's kind of between 2 dudes for me right now. At the moment. This is a tough. These rotational spots are kind of tough because I think my last pick's definitely just going to be a center, and I don't think it really.
Not if I take him.
I really hope you don't. I think with my next 2 picks, I'm going to go with guards because I want a little bit of depth there, and I feel like if I'm going to go small, I should just go small. So I'm going to go with Jace Whitting as my first guy.
You can have him.
I will be honest, wasn't particularly.
We watched Weaver play, and I don't remember him out there.
But he hit like a 3 to end the half, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna catch fire," and then he didn't really do much in the second half.
Which didn't do much second half. My boy Fiami, my shooting forward.
Yeah, Fiami also didn't do a ton, but he had a good first half. And then I'm gonna go with my other guard. I feel like I got to include this guy because I actually really like this guy. And even if our team loses, I want this guy on my team. I want Ryan Abelman.
As my program guy off the bench.
I want my program. I was like, if he's gonna be available late, I wasn't gonna put him on the starting lineup.
No, gosh, that was a big part of my. I needed him off the bench. Okay, that leaves me in a tough spot. I want off the bench. I want Evan Otten off the bench.
Oh, that's a good pick. I didn't even think about it.
He leads the league in blocks. Like he's just like a good I mean, he plays at Idaho State, but he leads the league in blocks, and I like that.
Yeah.
But I don't got a lot of guys left on my list here, Max. Especially now that we're doing so many. And I think I just have to take Grant Kepley as a guard off the bench, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just maybe Connor Dick too. Those 2 combo deal. Just 2 Griz guards off the bench. Also, your camera's out of focus there. Anyway, I'll take Grant Kepley though. He's just gonna be my guard. I already have Vandegren and Miller, and I could sub out Vandegren or Miller for Rasmussen or Otten if I wanted to play real big ball. So. I'll take that. Grant Kepley can be there as a bench piece, defensive piece, maybe. Anyway, who's your last pick? Who's gonna round it out? My big board's empty.
My last guy. I don't know.
Not much left.
No, I'm gonna pick a center, but the center depth is not super great at this.
Yeah, no, not a lot of big centers. You could get. Let's see, who else do we have?
I could pick another forward who would be the tallest player on my team.
Martin Peel from Idaho State. He's available.
No,
Shoots a
I
lot of threes.
there's two Idaho guys I want to pick between, and there's one guy who's a little better when it comes to like the block numbers, but his rebounding is not even close to as good as his teammate. But you know what? Oh wait, didn't he?
Oh, you know who you could pick is Zach Davidson.
He's not. Was he 6? He
He's
can't be
6'7",
that tall,
maybe.
bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if is he 6'10?
I'm just letting you know he's available.
I appreciate it.
Oh, and
But you know what?
that guy on the Cats who came off the bench and did well against the Griz, number 44, he's pretty good. Oh, I found another
Yeah.
good one, actually. I got a fourth guy I'm going to add to my team here once you pick this guy.
You know
Really round
what?
out my rotation.
I'm gonna pick this guy. I don't know how well it's gonna go for me, but uh, he's a Meridian, Idaho native, and I'm gonna give him his due. Brody Roberry. That's my guy. He's gonna be my. You're shaking your head. He's 6'11".
I'll take Carl Poom off my bench before him any
Oh
day
my!
of the week.
You're gonna take Carl Poom just as collateral.
He's 6'8". He's coming off of games of 21 and 17.
Well, you know what? If you're gonna take an extra guy, I'll take an extra guy too. Just because, I like he's an NAIA guy. We like our NAIA guys
Yeah, we
here.
do.
I'm gonna go with another guard, a bigger guard. I'm gonna go with Stratton Rogers from
Give
Eastern
me
Washington.
give me Johnny Radford too. We're getting Eastern Washington cards up the bench.
We're
Okay,
I like
we have so clearly in far off the block.
I actually hate
Comment below whose team is better.
Quinn Danker's gonna be dropping 40.
Quinn Danker's just gonna makes it not fair.
Colton Mitchell.
We're gonna run the box and 1 against Quinn Danker. This is a huge sidetrack, but once my high school basketball coach, we were playing against Caleb Bellett. As you may know, if you're a Big Sky or Frontier fan, he played in the Big Sky a little bit. He was really, really good at Manhattan Christian, especially for Class C. And because the Classic is you box in 1, where you face guard the one guy and everyone else just plays his own box. Our coach was like, well, very obviously Caleb Bellich is their best player. What if we face guard everyone but Caleb Bellich? Then he scored 25 in the first quarter. Our coach was like, why didn't that work? I was like, I don't know. Maybe we were let Caleb Bellich score. That's exactly what he yeah, it's great stuff.
Oh,
We were
God.
he got fired. The coach got fired. I don't know why. We talked about him. Speaking of the Quinn Danker, we both picked him for Player of the Week. Not much to be said about that. Our Thursday pick 'em. Here's the games on Thursday. Montana State travels to Weber. Kind of a fun week for them. UM at Idaho State. Idaho at Portland State. And Eastern Washington at Sacramento State. Hornet Pavilion versus the Eags. Winners of couple straight, 4 straight, I think. So, Max, we actually went down the line on our picks for the first time in a minute. Title. By the way, Max is 18-6 in picks. I'm 15-9. He's gotten 3 more right than me. I do have successfully picked 1 more player of the week, but we're still up if you parlay everything. We haven't hit a parlay since week 3, I think. We're into week 6. We're in a drought, but maybe since we both agree on these ones, we will. We both agree. We think Montana State is going to beat Weber. I imagine the Cats will be favored. Sometimes I'm wrong about these lines. UM's going to play Idaho State. UM better be favored. So both Montana State, Griz money line. Idaho plays at Portland. Portland's going to be favored. Portland money line. Eastern at Sac State, and we both picked Eastern because Sac hasn't looked very good.
Yeah.
I want to know what the line for that's going to be, because if Eastern's favored, I'm going to be a little nervous. But if the Eags are in plus money, we'll take the points. If not,
Yeah.
Eastern money line. That one's going to be the one I'm going to be afraid to tune into. Weber could make things fun against the Griz. Or the Cats. I hope Idaho State doesn't make things fun against because I'll turn that game off so fast. Idaho Portland game, I don't think Idaho's good. So I think Portland State should handle that. You never know though. They've played up before. And then that U Sac State game is the best game I think in terms of just like competitiveness on the slate. But we both
Mhm.
agree that we think Eastern's playing some good ball. Sac State, as bad as they are, if it was in Cheney, I know who I'd pick. But man, like
Yeah.
they've just been good at home, and I don't know what's going on with
Yeah.
Prophet and Mikey. So I don't know.
That's that was my big worry, was the profit stuff. If
Yeah.
this is my heart. I put down Sac State initially because I really like their home presence.
Uh-huh.
But with the profit stuff, I'm really scared. I think Mikey Williams, I mean, he feels like a scratch at this point. Like I can't really count on him as a part of my prediction most of the time. With Profit, it's like if Profit's not playing or he's playing very minimally, that's where I put a lot more stock into my prediction. I think Eastern just playing way too good right now. In Sac State, clearly there's some stuff going on, whether it's injuries or something else. Um, Eastern Washington, I mean, there is no trouble in paradise at all. They're just in paradise right now. They've completely flipped the script. I don't see why they can't. Like, I feel like they'll probably go 1-1 in this on this road trip. So, and I think Sac State, even if it's close, I think Eastern's got this.
Yeah. Something that jumps out to me about Eastern is they've been a big key to their success late is they've defended some of the star players pretty well. When
Yeah,
they played the Griz when I was there, Money Williams still got his, but they made it hard on him. That's for
yeah,
sure. Um, when they beat um, the Bobcats in Bozeman, talk about a big win there. Um, Jed Miller went 5 for 12.
yeah.
That's good defense against arguably their best guy.
Mhm.
And then I looked on Saturday. Tijon Sane did not have a great game either. Similar stat line to Jed Miller. And then they played Idaho. Idaho, kind of true best player who's a no Jackson Rasmussen to win 2 for 11. Brickner, he's in the starting lineup now for Idaho, and he's been doing good things for him, but he's not like their best player. He was their leading scorer that game. Mitchell went 1 for 6 that game.
Yeah,
So it seems like, especially when we're talking about guards, um, Eastern has done a really good job of slowing down like guards and forwards. Profit, obviously not. He's somewhere between the two. Yeah, T. Johnson went 7 for 15, so not actually that bad of a stat line for Sane with 20 points, but 0 for 5 from three. So,
yeah,
he got his. Tijon did. But Eastern, I like their ability to slow down Prophet Johnson and win that game. And offensively, it seems like they've unlocked something with Hamilton recently.
yeah.
Huey's a big dude. He's been pretty good for them. Moses hasn't been like going crazy as recently, and it's because they haven't
No,
needed him to. My guy JoJo Anderson, he's playing ball off the bench, so don't worry about him. Last time those two played was in Cheney, and obviously Tennessee lost because they don't win on the road.
yeah,
67-75. Profit 18 points. Mark Lavrinoff went for 26 against the last game.
yeah.
Or
Yep.
that can we Mark to not take a day off, Mark.
That's why I picked him. He could go off any night.
He could go off any night.
He's a local kid. He's like a local kid to the
Yeah,
Sac
Sac
area.
State. Yeah, I know. I think I saw an article about Mike maybe. Their Eastern's lineup was a little different. I think they put Radford was in the starting lineup that game. That was when they weren't playing nearly as well, and I think he went to the bench. I think is that when they put Rogers in the starting lineup? I believe
Oh,
had to
yeah.
have. I think yeah.
That's my
But yeah,
guy.
I think he's a starter now. Anyway, yeah. So, uh, those are our picks for the week. Not much we said about that. Upcoming games on Saturday. Eastern then goes to Portland State. We expect Portland to win that game, but you never know. MSU gets Idaho State at Idaho State, so Cats could have a 2-0 week. NAU at NoCo. Northern Colorado should probably win that game. Revenge game for them. Good games. at Weber, that one could get fun. We'll see how that
Yeah.
goes. Weber could get some redemption. And then Idaho at Sac. That could be a fun game. That could be a prove it if Idaho wants to get off, because we're going to look at our tier list, Max. I went off on mine last week, but we both have Portland State in the going dancing tier. I took out of the championship game tier. I think MSU's got the path to it with the way they played against the Griz. They just deserved it after this week. If gets some wins, if beats Weber, maybe they can get back in there. My got some ball players category. Weber still there. Eastern moved up into there. Dropped down into there. And Northern Colorado has moved into there. Mid, I have Idaho still. Sac State has dropped. NAU moved up for me because they got another win. And Idaho State's in the bad category. Max, you have a couple different ones. You have in
Yeah.
the championship game one.
Yeah, I like I'm kind of a believer still. I
He
think
still believes.
I still believe that they probably I don't know, it's so hard to count out a team that's so historically successful like this. They find ways to win. I mean, it's I think they'll have to this week, it'll be maybe the test. Even if Idaho State even plays them close, I'd be really scared. Um, but if they go 1-1 this week and maybe Idaho State gives them trouble, I'll drop them. But right now, I still like them. MSU's a good team. Can't really fault them too much for losing to a team like that. It feels kind of like destined that Montana loses to Montana State in every single sport this year, basically. So I'm not.
Yeah,
I
it's a
I
bad
can't really.
trend.
Yeah, it's not a great. It's not great, and they still have they have something that Montana State doesn't have, which is a win over Portland State, and I think that matters for a lot. So, um, but I mean, yeah, and then Weber, Eastern and NoCo, and got some ball players. Um, they are kind of right there. Northern Colorado, obviously, they're on the up, and Weber and Eastern are they've probably been in that tier for a little bit now. I don't think Eastern's in the mid tier anymore, and they haven't been for a couple weeks. Idaho is mid. If they keep losing, they're probably going to drop a lot more, but they're still in mid. Sac State's also in mid, especially with the Prophet Johnson stuff. I really was hoping Sac could be in the Gots and ball players tier, but
They were
just
for
too
me
many.
last week, and they have a
Yeah,
ball player, but yeah,
it'll be tough for them to sneak back up there. But bad. I still don't really.
yeah. I just moved NAU back down. I kind of remembered they beat Road Sac State and they beat Idaho State to get where they are. So I don't believe in them.
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's kind of I don't know. I think about when content creators start boxing, like Idaho State and NAU, they just beat, the two teams that beat up on each other, content creators, yeah, you might have a content creator that has wins, but it's wins against other content creators. That's what the NAU Idaho State stuff is. Their wins are against they're not good wins. It's just low tier wins right now. Um, so that was not a great analogy, but I was just thinking about what's a good way I can describe this, but it's just they're beating up on each other and beating up on other teams that are, having dumpster fire weeks. So
Yeah, I don't want to
that's
beat up on Idaho State too much, but they've lost 10 in a row.
I was so excited about them
They
this year
lost to
too.
Portland State in overtime this their second conference game.
Yeah,
I think they beat
that's
Sac at home. They lost Portland overtime. They did lose to Northern Colorado, but that was after Northern Colorado had lost. Started 0-2, so that was a get back game. And then they won by 2 at NAU. And then they beat that Idaho State. They beat Idaho in Pokey. That game they played really well. I was like, wow, this team's so good. And they've had some they've they've had troubles getting to 70 points even in a lot of their games. I mean, I think it's the offense, but yeah, it's not a big point to be like, oh, Idaho State's offense sucks. Like, I don't want to rub it in, but Pedro is bad. If it
They're
makes you feel better, they get Montana and Montana State this week, and then they get Weber at home, and then they have to play at Sac.
not a great.
Do you think
I
they're
mean,
gonna
there's
win a
no
game the rest of the year?
they. The only game I could see them winning is that Sac State game, and that's like kind of
That's one of
conditional,
those
you know.
Monday games too.
Yeah, it's a game where like you're going to Sacramento, and you're going on a Monday. Like I was talking, it's the same problem Montana's going to have. They're a road trip, on like an off day, not really an off day, but like a road trip on a day where you don't really want to be road tripping. I mean, Sacramento, I don't know if Sacramento's a better destination than Greeley is, but in terms of like what you're expecting, well, no, listen, I'm just saying like objectively, like if you're like, would you rather go to Sac or would you rather go to Greeley? I know if I was going on vacation in the summer, I know where I'd rather go, but this is less of a I'm just saying, like, are you good with like the sleepy countryside, or do you want to go to the big city? Like, is that what you're ready for on a Monday? um but I think that's kind of the only game I really could see them stealing, and that, like I said, that's conditional. It's if Sacramento State has like stuff is still not working for them to close out the year. Idaho State might feel really cocky, go in there and take a good, probably one of their better wins of the season. But um, I don't see them. I don't really see them beating anybody else. Probably going to get killed by the Montana teams if we're being honest. And
You
the
know
Weber
something
game,
something crazy is ESPN shows you like ticket prices. The next three Idaho State games, tickets as low as $51. You'd have to pay me $51 to go watch an Idaho
yeah,
State basketball game right now.
there's there's no way that expensive.
I don't
What
know. Well, because
50?
like the Sac State games, say tickets as low as 41. Let's go to the website.
What? Yeah, let's
There's
go.
only
Yeah,
6 tickets left, Max. Come
we're
on.
not. So what to go to the Montana game
No.
uh
Yeah. No, Weber,
on
the Weber
Thursday?
game, the
Oh,
Weber
the
game.
Weber game.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch them play Weber. Vivid seats. Let me know what's going on. How many tickets? Just me and Max. We will be seated together. General admission for $54. Oh, come on, bro. There's gotta be something that's gotta be wrong on the ESPN's part. Let me go
Yeah.
to their I'm gonna go to their website and figure it out.
What?
As we get next to our last final guessing game to wrap things up here, Max, is a pretty good one. We're gonna look at the guys who are guys and teams too who are leading the nation in things in Big Sky, and not leading, but top 20, 30, top 20 or 15 in the nation in certain stats. So I'm gonna give you the stat and what the stat is. Like a player is top whatever in the country in this stat when they're shooting or whatever. You
Okay.
have to guess who the player is, and then the last two are teams. Okay, you get 3 strikes, and if you don't want to guess it / get it wrong and want to move on, we can always go to it. Okay, some are pretty
Alrighty.
easy, and some, let's just say, are a lot harder. So we're gonna start off with, and you get 3 strikes. Remember,
All right.
this player from the All Big Sky, obviously everybody. This player is 4th in the whole country in assists per game with 7.4.
Okay.
So
Is was it the guy we mentioned earlier? Or is it who I'm the
you tell me.
uh oh wait, no, because you said he was third. Oh, is it Denker? Is he
Yeah,
up? Is he okay?
it's Coin
I
Anchor.
overthought that. I overthought that.
Don't overthink it. Okay, and
Wait,
also there's no repeat players on here. So just heads up.
Oh, that's okay. That's good. That's actually good.
Which
So
is kind of cool
Danker,
that there's like a bunch of stats. These guys. Okay.
yeah, I
This
like that.
player, the highest of anyone in anything that I could find, third in the country in free throw percentage.
Third in free throw percentage? Oh my god.
92.9%.
Ooh. Gets to the line a lot. Money Williams.
Strike one, buddy.
No.
Would you
He's
like
at
to
the
move?
line.
Would you like to move on?
Yeah, I don't want to
Okay,
use a
we can
ball.
go back to that one. This guy is 9th in the country with 2.6 steals a game.
Oh, is it is it Terry Miller? Is he still up there or am I no?
That's
He
strike
dropped
two.
off. He
Okay.
dropped off. Because he was at like 2.5 steals a couple weeks ago or something. He was like leading,
Are you
wasn't
thinking
he?
about Terry Miller or someone else?
I thought it was T Mills.
There is someone with 2.6, but it's not Terry Miller. Okay, we'll go to the next one.
I thought it was him.
This guy is third in the country with the most turnovers a game, 4.2.
Is this Money Williams?
Yeah.
Oh, Money.
Okay. These next
That
three are hard, so I wouldn't expect you to guess them. But we're looking for a guy who's top 20 in the country with field goals made a game, 7.4. So keep that one in mind. Top 20 in field goal percentage, 62.5. That's harder. Top 15 in 3-point percentage, 43.5. That's harder.
yeah.
Top
The
20 in free throws made a game, a little easier. Okay, and then there's a team that's 11th in personal fouls. And there's a team that's 14th in free throw shooting. So we should go probably just for your sake. I think this is easier. Top 20 in field goals made a game, 7.4.
field goals made. Oh goodness.
Scores a lot, makes a lot of field goals.
I mean, I'm just thinking of all of the best scorers. I don't know if this is tough. This is tough. 7.4.
Yeah.
7.4 field goals made. It's like really. Because like those are so hard because it's like so like on the low end that's 14 points, on the high end that's like in like low 20s, like 21. So that could be like any of like that like
But
I
remember,
like
there's no repeat, so this guy's not the guy who's top 20 in free throws made a game, right?
that's true. So it's
And he's also not high in free throw percentage, obviously.
is this Terry Miller?
That's Terry Miller.
Okay.
Terry
I
Miller's
was so
off the board here.
okay. I
Yeah,
like
that's your
guess he's the
guess.
leading scorer, but like you never know. And I guess I overcome it because I know when it comes to free throw shooting, he's not like the greatest in the world. I'm
No.
pretty sure he's pretty brutal at that, unfortunately. At least comparably, but okay.
I think he's all right. He shoots a lot of threes.
So that makes sense. So high, so seven, that would okay. If I did the math, I guess I probably could have figured that out. Like high end because he's 19.7, I think, and leads the league. So, anyways,
Okay.
that's over.
We're gonna go back to the second, another easy-ish one because I think you have a good idea of this. Is he's top 20 in field free throws made a game with 6. This guy gets to the line a lot.
Okay. Guy who gets to the line a lot.
You just said it.
What?
You said you guessed this guy for the free throw percentage one.
So who did I guess for the free? Oh, I already forgot who I guessed for the free throw percent.
This is your first strike.
This was my wait. Who did I guess for the free? Wait, who did I guess for the free throw percentage? Oh my god. I've already forgot, dude. I'm sorry. I already forgot who I guessed for that. Because I thought for free throw
This guy had a
percentage.
game where he did not shoot good from the field, but he made a lot of free throws, and
I
therefore
thought I already
scored.
get. No,
You can guess,
I
well,
thought
but it wasn't right, so it counts.
I thought I guessed Money Williams for the
No,
free throw
not Money
percentage.
Williams.
Well, no, I know it's not, but that's what I was saying is I
It's
thought I had guessed him for the free throw percentage.
no, he's turnover one.
No, I know that, but that was
Oh,
why. But
sorry,
that's
sorry. No, not Money Williams. Sorry.
yes,
Okay, I'm
that was why.
lying to you. I'm lying to you.
That's why I was
I'll
so
give you a hint.
confused.
It's close.
It's close.
Close to Money
Like,
Williams.
oh, Money Williams is up there in like the free throw
No, like
percentages.
the name of this guy.
Oh my gosh. He's wait a sec. Okay, Mikey Williams is
Yeah.
actually like up there still?
Yeah,
Oh
Mikey
my god.
Williams is one of the best foul baiters in the country.
That's crazy. Like I knew he was, but I'm also, I guess, oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, good for you,
We'll
Mikey, I
move
guess.
on. From here on out, we can do some hard guesses. The team ones might be a little easier. And let's just go right to it. The 14th free throw shooting team is correlated to that.
I was gonna say is that Sac State then?
Okay.
Okay. That makes
I'm
sense.
going easy on you because you already have 2 strikes here. Okay.
I'm pretty brutal at these games, so
No, I know. Okay, this one, I just need to think about it for a second. The 11th team in personal fouls in the country. They average 20 a game.
11th
Now,
and
before there is an obvious guess because they're known to play physical. I'll just give you it's not that team.
okay.
But it is a team because the Big Sky will say, because the Big Sky always hates big men. That's got some big men, right?
Um hmm.
A bit surprising, I would say, that they foul so much.
Is this oh gosh. I'm trying to think of I mean the team I'm thinking of that has like the like is this Portland State?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I was a little
I
scared
feel
because I was
like
like
Terry Miller and the other my
and
one are like
Trayvon.
always in foul trouble. I feel like.
I was gonna say I was a little worried. I was like, is there any other
Okay.
team other than Portland State that really has like that? Like because their big men are like pretty. I think anyway, Portland State's big men are insane, but that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay. We'll go back to this one. This guy is third in the country in free throw percentage. He's not a guy that I would expect. He's a guard, obviously, an undersized
Yeah,
guard. Plenty of those in the Big Sky. I don't think a guy who's known to shoot, obviously it's not Denker, shoot like
yeah.
a bunch of threes, which usually you see with maybe guys get free throw. But he's undersized guard, and we're definitely in his fan club. We're definitely big fans of this guy playing basketball. We like this guy.
He's a guard.
We've
Okay.
talked
What
about
was
this
the
guy
other?
before.
Yeah. What's the other one? Just so
Oh,
I have an idea.
there's 4 left, and then but these are the 2 easier ones. And then there's another
Oh,
guy who we definitely have known and talked about a lot. He's 9th in the country, 2.6 steals a game.
we've definitely talked
Which
about him a lot.
we've talked about a lot, but this is shocking given what this team is maybe known for.
Okay, so he's got a lot of steals and he's on a bad defensive team
Yeah,
as well.
correct. That's right. That's right.
Okay, we've talked about interesting. Okay, who are some of the bad defensive teams that we've talked about? Sac State's terrible. Um, but
Very true.
oh my gosh, he has 2.6 steals.
A game.
Who the hell is this? Oh my god! And he played. I'm thinking he must play for Sac State then. If there's
He definitely plays for Sac State.
oh my. Well, okay.
This one's easier, Max. The next 2 are gonna be the next. There's a
Am
really
I
hard
just
one.
over?
Yeah,
Am
yeah,
I
you are. Yeah.
Wait, is this Prophet
Yeah,
Johnson?
Prophet's ninth in the country. He leads the Big
Really?
Sky in steals. Yeah.
Okay. I maybe like I guess
We-
he does
Yeah.
get
The
quite a
last
bit.
time we were talking about MVPs, we mentioned that, but it was just kind of shocking that
I,
he leads the conference and steals a game when they're just like so bad at defense.
yeah. Well, because
Okay.
I remember I don't check the steal numbers that often. I remember like forever ago Terry Miller was leading, but I think he's dropped off a
Okay.
bit with the per game averages. So okay.
Okay.
Then free
So,
throw percentage is the
yeah,
next
third in the
easiest one.
country, an undersized guard.
Undersized guard.
92.9. Let me check this guy's profile. See when the last time he missed a free throw was.
Undersized guard. Oh, we're in his fan club. Or is this Tijon?
No, it's not Tijon Sane.
You said undersized. I was thinking like
No.
5. I know he's not. I guess he wasn't that great from the line when I
This
watched
guy
him
went
play.
4 for 6 in a game. This is Isaiah Moses.
Oh yeah, we are. I guess he has. I was not thinking about Isaiah because he has been a little bit.
He went, dude, listen to this. Against Weber, he went 12 for 12 for free throws. And the next game, against Idaho State, he went 10 for 10. And then he went 10 for 10 against Portland State. And then the league must have made a call because he only got 2 the next game. And then he went 9 for 10 against FAU.
I should
He's
have.
had 5 games where he shot 10 free throws. That's Isaiah Moses. But it's not, none of those are during their win streak. They're like, okay, Isaiah can make free throws, but like maybe let's stop foul baiting with Isaiah Moses.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
good for
He
him though.
is.
Yeah, he's shooting good. He's shooting good.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 2 more to guess though, even though you failed. This guy is top 20 in field goal percentage. Kind of caught me off guard. Would not be my first guess on who's top 20. It is a big man, but just not who I would guess is like the best shooter in the Big Sky field goal percentage wise, and top 20 in the country. Kind of shocking. I'm not gonna lie.
My prediction for this is go with this is a random one. I'm gonna go with Tejan Sawyer.
You're so right.
Yes, dude, he's like he it's those big men who just have like really high field goal percentages. They just make like easy shots or like shots that are like mostly open.
Yeah.
Tejan Sawyer feels exactly like that. So okay. I'm pretty sure this is the only I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the first time he's led like the Big Sky in field goal percentage. Like he's pretty decent. People underrated. If we end up doing like an ultimate underrated like players in the Big Sky, Tejan Sawyer's like way up there. People don't realize how legit he is. Okay, he's big
Okay.
for
Maybe we could do an underrated guys draft. We'd have to set like the next week. We'd have to set like a stipulation for like what the most they can score is.
Oh
Like
yeah,
points per game.
yeah.
Okay, our last guy. This guy's top 15 in 3-point percentage, 43.5.
Top 15 in 3-point percentage. See, is this like with a minimum amount of threes taken, or is this?
I feel like it has to be.
I would hope, but because like sometimes I would assume, but like
I
sometimes
mean,
they'll
this
do
is
this.
all like based on ESPN, like not
Hmm.
like Big Sky or anything. So like, I think they had to like play it a certain amount to hit this. This guy's played in 27 games. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so I don't even have a good guess for this to be honest with you, because this could be like a guy who's
Okay, he had
hasn't
one
shot.
game against a non D1 team where he went 7 for 11 from beyond the arc. It kind of feels like stat padding.
Uh, I I don't know. I don't even have a good guess for this, but I'm just gonna efficient. I don't know.
This number can't be still real. I guess it is. Just he's had some very bad games. Just I don't know.
I don't even know. Just tell me who it is, because this one.
He wasn't in our draft.
Wait, he was or wasn't?
Wasn't. He was disqualified.
Oh, well, I the league is disqualified then.
He was the late game disqualification.
No, it's Zach Block.
Zach Block, yeah.
Zach Block, I am so unbelievably sorry, my friend. We do not know what your heritage is, and
We weren't gonna assume.
we were gonna put you in. You probably would have actually been on one of our teams if you were in, but that is okay because you would have been a pretty high
I
draft
could
pick.
have used him on my team, so I got
We
damn Grant Ketley off the bench.
But Zach Block, that doesn't mean we don't see you and appreciate your abilities.
Yeah, no, I mean that's being on my team versus being top 20 in the country 3-point percentage. I think I'll tell you which one Zach would probably take.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do you have anything else for the podcast this week, Max?
Last, I guess my last thing is they're finally doing the Starch Madness brackets.
Oh yeah.
So definitely something to keep an eye out for you guys. I didn't want to bring it up because it's a couple games old, the one that they posted, and every week when we post this, the brackets will be a little stale. But the only matchup that it will be like the only I want to bring up about it was Grizzlies will play Eastern in this bracket,
They
which
wouldn't want that.
that is just the one thing that I noticed where I was like, because like the matchups, it's like Idaho State, NAU, obviously, and then Northern Colorado, and then Weber, Idaho. I think all games that kind of have like a 65-70% chance of going one way. Eastern Grizzlies, not a good job if you were Montana. That is like one of the last teams you want in that like third round, the like a Monday game too. It's the Monday game. It's that weird like the middle cut. So you do not want that.
Yeah, I wonder if we could call Coach Mike Bibby from Sac State, get him on the show, and ask him, "Hey, Coach, would you consider Boise an away game? Because that would answer some of my questions on if I'd want to play them or not."
Mike Bibby's gonna hear that and he's gonna drive to Missoula and beat the shit out of him. Mike Bibby's huge, man. He's built, and we know some things about him. We know that he's
I
not.
was gonna say like,
It's the cuffs.
I don't know if I want that. Maybe I would. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I don't know.
You don't. You do not want Mike Bibby.
I don't want. I don't want
There's,
anything to do with him. I
there's,
actually I don't want to be with Mike Bibby. You know something crazy though? You know that LeBron commercial when he first gets in the league and he grabs the ball and the whole arena like is like still. And they don't know what to do.
yeah. Yes.
Mike Bibby's guarding him.
Right. Yes.
Bibby's guarding.
My God, Coach Mike Bibby. Yeah. If you want to come on the pod, we will only ask you very serious questions.
Yeah, we will not ask anything about your time as a high school basketball coach in Arizona. Or in the pod.